Hello. After a long gap since my last letter in my A to Z series of healthy foods, which was G, I'm back. I've resuscitated my series on healthy eating, and today we're looking at the letter H. Now, coming to you, you may see a nice big tree behind me. I'm at our tea house in northern Thailand today, so I'm coming to you from there. Hope you can hear the bird song. Today is H. Now, some very notable mentions of healthy foods are honey, honeydew melon, haddock, a fish, horseradish, which is a nice kind of sauce, hemp seeds, and that's it. There's not an awful lot of H's around. Hummus is another one. Just a quick thing on honey. There's a lot of things to know about honey. Number one, you want a pure honey. Number two, it's better that it's local, which is true for all foods, in fact, because if you're eating foods and plants grown in your local area, they're enjoying the same climate that you do, so your body's more naturally attuned to them. So you want a pure honey. You want a local honey if possible. You don't want to heat it at a high heat. So if you're having, for example, a honey and lemon drink, don't put boiling water on the honey. Put a not boiling. Honey's fantastic. I love buying local forest honeys where I live, and I'm often eating honey. Two things to know about honey. You can also buy bee pollen and royal jelly. Now, royal jelly is pretty expensive. That's the food for the queen bee. Bee pollen is both bee pollen and royal jelly are absolutely packed full of nutrients and goodies, minerals and vitamins galore. And that's what we're on about. Hemp seeds is worth a quick mention until you may be in a country where they sterilize the seeds, which is terrible. So I'm not sure if they have much benefit. But hemp seeds are known to have the perfect balance of omega-3s, 6s and 9s. So if you had a spoonful of hemp oil every day, for example, you'll be doing yourself a lot of favors. Now, the main thing I'm going to talk today about, H stands for herbs, the herbal kingdom. Now, I began a whole new lifestyle and diet when I was 44, so we're going back 14 years now, and I changed my diet and I started learning about health and wellness, and I had to learn, because unless we take it upon ourselves to learn, we're not taught. So it's up to us. And wellness, very much health and wellness is an individual journey, because you can't go to the doctor for wellness. You can only go to the doctor when you're sick. They don't do wellness. They don't do health. So it's a solitary journey, and I did lots and lots of research, and then one day I turned my attention to herbs. Now, herbs are fantastic. What you may wonder what herbs are. The herbs, in simple terms, are local plants. They're just the plants that grow. They include spices, which you may use in your cooking: thyme, rosemary, black pepper, cinnamon, cardamom. Loads of spices, so they're all herbs. And then you've got things like tea. That's a plant, it's a herb. Peppermint tea, mint. There's hundreds of them in the Chinese system. I think there's something like, I can't remember, it's about 1,000, which is a good point, a good moment for me to show you that if you're interested in herbs, then you probably want to get a book or find a decent website. Because you need guidance. What I want to talk about today is just to give you an idea of them and perhaps inspire you to put them into your life. Because what I do, I keep healthy. So I use herbs and superfoods. We'll come to that when we do the S, but I use herbs as a preventative. So it helps me. I eat healthy foods and I take herbs. So I may drink herbal tea. I may take capsules, tablets. There's different ways of doing it. And I take a herb, 1 or 2 herbs most days, and then after a few months I might change and move on to another herb, but I'm always taking some kind of herb. Herbs and spices are also excellent for common ailments, colds and flus, which is quite topical in our day and age. Let me show you 3 of my books. Now, because I live in Thailand, I've got Asian-based books, but everywhere you go, herbs are local to and indigenous to your land. But here's one that I've got, and I think you can see that properly. Okay, so it's by Daniel Reed. A handbook of Chinese healing herbs. Now, in a good book like this, what happens is they list them. Now, there's 108, because I think it's an auspicious number. So there's 108 herbs. The 108th herb in alphabetical order is yellow starwort, whatever that is. And the number 1 herb is Achiranthes bidentata. There you go. Looking through, the 3rd one is aloe vera. Now, aloe vera is like crocodile tail, and that's very, very good for you. This is my, and I use this book a lot, but this is my number 1 book. And if you do get a book on herbs, I'd recommend to buy this one. Let me look on my computer screen. The Yoga of Herbs, an Ayurvedic guide to herbal medicine by Dr. David Frawley and Dr. Vasant Ladd. What I'll do is I'll put a mention of this in my description box. The reason I recommend this book so much is that half of the book is telling you all about herbs, how to do them, when to do them, what kinds you get, and so on. And then it lists a whole load of important ones: cloves, I'll just read a few to you, comfrey, echinacea. Now, echinacea, for example, I have a tincture form. And anytime I think I might be getting a cold or a cough, which is not often, or I feel run down, I take 15 drops of echinacea, put them in a bit of water, swill it around under my tongue to increase absorption, drink it, and I have vitamin C as well, ascorbic acid. Next morning, fine. That's all good. The immune system gets a little boost and then does the work while you're sleeping. Elecampane, which I think is a common European herb, ELECAMPANE. This is very good for the lungs and all respiratory kinds of problems. So, you know, elecampane would have been perfect for the thing that's been going on for the last 2 years. Flaxseed, fenugreek, that's a spice. Ginger. Now, ginger, I've just found ginger. Ginger, everybody knows ginger is ginger, but ginger's a fantastic herb with so many benefits for your body. So that's an excellent book. This is my 3rd one, which I got locally from a chap who came to Thailand, Piers Salguero, a Thai herbal traditional recipes for health and harmony. So get yourself some books. Now, what I'd like to do, I mentioned a couple, and if you're in England watching this, then I'm not there, but I know at this time of the summer when I'm recording this, which is June, wild herbs that grow stinging nettles. Now, when I was a boy, there were stinging nettles everywhere. But if you pick them without getting stung, dry them, and then put them in an airtight container, this is a fantastic source of iron, very good for the ladies, good for everybody, but very good for the ladies every month. Milk thistle is another one. Some of my favorites are ashwaganda, which is from India, neem, N-E-E-M from India, amalaki, and triphala. But you find your favorite ones. I'll make a mention of those in the description box. Why use herbs? Okay, well, I've got 3 reasons for you. I'm going to read them out. You can use them for common ailments, sicknesses, and that includes colds. There's always a herb for something. There's a very good website called earthclinic.com, and they list A to Z ailments and A to Z remedies that include all the herbs. Use herbs as a major tool for the self-management of your own health. And as I said before, wellness is something we have to do for ourselves, and herbs is a major tool to help your health. And it's also very useful as a part of a motivational force for addressing and adjusting your overall diet and lifestyle, because you get results. Worth mentioning that often if you take a herb, take them for a few weeks to get the benefits. Now I'm going to mention two kinds. There's all kinds of herbs, expectorant herbs. There's emmenagogues. There's diuretic herbs, which help you go to the toilet. Carminative herbs, which is for gas and pain in the stomach. But I just want to mention two of them. And one is alterative herbs, ALTERATIVE. Alteratives are herbs that cleanse and purify the blood. They produce the following general therapeutic effects. They purify the blood, removing toxins, and they have anti-infectious, antibacterial action. They help and resolve sores, boils, tumors, and many kinds of cancer. Typical alteratives work by cooling the blood, and they also dispel fevers and detoxify the liver. Now, anytime you help the liver, you're helping your whole body. And so it goes on. They work well in infectious, contagious diseases and epidemics. Now, you may think, oh, I like the sound of those. What are they? Treat flus as well, especially high fever, sore throat, earache, and so on. They're good for acne, dermatitis, boils, inflammatory skin conditions, can be used for herpes and VD and cancer. They cleanse the lymphatic system, strengthen white blood cell count, and they attack toxic accumulations. So these are good. Now, typical heating alternatives include bayberry, black pepper, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, garlic, safflower, and the cooling ones include aloe vera, and I'm just reading out the more popular one, the ones that you might know about: burdock, which was very common in England many years ago; dandelion, which I've noticed is getting quite a lot of airplay recently; echinacea, that's one I have; neem, yellow dock. So they're really good for cleaning the blood, and when you clean the blood and help the liver, then you are giving your body a huge boost. And the other one I want to mention, and in closing, is the rejuvenatives. Now, I take these as preventatives. So this is like when I mentioned bee pollen and royal jelly, these are like rejuvenatives, and you take them when you're well, and you take them to continue being well. So they support wellness. It says here, aimed at the renewal of both body and mind. Ayurvedic herbology does not simply seek longevity, but moves towards a life of pure awareness, natural creativity, and spontaneous delight. Now, I've taken milk thistle, which is excellent for the liver, as a rejuvenative, and I got one from iHerb, and it had 180 capsules, so it's lasts 6 months, and I noticed after 2 or 3 weeks definitely feeling a lot more energy and clarity of mind. So that's the rejuvenatives. Let me read a few. One comment, brief comment, because we haven't got time for it here, because this is Ayurveda. This is the Ayurvedic guide. Ayurveda has 3 basic constitutions. So what they say for, if you're a Vata, and you need to find out, then ashwaganda, garlic, ginseng, and haritaki are very good rejuvenatives. If you're a Pitta, you can take aloe vera, amalaki, gotu kola, saffron, and shatavari. And for Kapha people, bibitaki, elecampane, pipali, which is like a long pepper. Okay, I think that's really all I'm going to say for the moment, because herbs is a huge area to get into, but I just hope that you will investigate herbs and make them part of your life, because when we live life with health and wellness, everything changes. And in this current times that we're living in, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of people are not in charge of their own health and life, and this is simply because when we went to school they didn't teach us how to take care of our body and mind. Herbs will do that, and if you do your research, then you will be learning about the herbs, and at the same time you'll be learning how to take care of your health. And when you're healthy, you're happy and free, and love comes and everything flows. So anyway, there we go. That's me finished for the H. I'll be back again soon with I, and I'm just going to stop my recording now. So have a good day, and thank you for listening. Oh, by the way, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to me, or leave a comment, or hit that thumbs up sign, you know, because this helps me get found on YouTube. Okay, have a good day. Cheerio.